No, it's good.
Sorry. Okay. So
well,
let's get started.
Yeah, I guess I can share quickly my experiences, and then Sarah can share her little journeys that she's on as well. Amazing journeys. So as all of you know or do not know, I do work at Carleton University. So I kind of had my foot in the door when I know I do.
And 2 feet in the door.
What was great is when we started this business, Sarah had bought a tower garden. So we can't emphasize more than own a tower garden or have a buddy that has one. Yeah. Sarah, like I said, went and bought one, luckily. So we dragged that into Carleton. We did a presentation. Visually, that thing will sell itself, in my opinion. So we had the meeting with the chef, and it was just short and sweet. Nothing fancy, guys. Don't overthink it. We just, like I said, we went in itself.
Yeah, we went in with tons of information, like brochures and papers, and we printed documents and did analysis. And as soon as we sat down and we had a conversation, and we utilized GoPro, that's when the conversation was just organic and it was natural. And the guy ended up leaving with one tower garden brochure. That was it. And we had my tablet, and we showed maybe the video of how it works.
It's a good video.
We both weren't sure because we had never used one, but we had one, and we knew all the videos we watched. We were we just knew it.
We did our homework for sure.
Yeah.
And then they ordered 3. So that was my training. I had no clue what I was doing, guys. I'm dead serious. No clue. I was terrified. I'm like, are these even going to grow? And I ended up growing every single thing that came in the kit. Wrong. I grew tomatoes, eggplant, cucumbers. Those are not ideal to grow indoors. How did I learn that? I failed. That's how I learned. So that's my advice. Don't be afraid. Just go for it. Now we know leafy greens and herbs are the number one thing for a successful first time grower. You know, and then when they get more excited and they can get adventurous.
And sorry, just to point out too that the 3 towers that got into Carleton University, there was no grant involved.
No.
The Aramark purchased them, and they gave us a credit card. So there was no grant requirement there. Schools do have credit cards as well. And
then a woman came in from the Ottawa Networking, I cannot remember this acronym, anyways. She came in, saw the tower gardens at Carleton. That was about 12 months ago. That is where the 17 tower gardens came from. That's been a work in progress. That didn't happen overnight. That was me being professionally persistent, I call it. I was not annoying. I would send a video or something every Friday of the updates of the towers at Carleton, how they were growing, how things were going along. And then out of nowhere in the summer, it just happened. And they said, okay, we have a private donor. Again, no grant. And there's this guy that's funding, I don't know who the hell it is. It's somebody that's funding this program for the next 5 years. And then so that's how that happened.
And it's going through the Breakfast Club.
It's affiliated.
So they hired a project manager?
Yeah. So again, guys, when I had that meeting, I flat out told them, I'm like, this is amazing, but I can't manage this. I work full time. I've got kids. I do Juice Plus. We go to the Boys and Girls Clubs. We have our meetings. I can't manage it. I physically cannot. So they went and hired a project manager. So this doesn't mean you guys are going to the schools, going all over the place. If you want to and you have the time, go for it. But I don't. So I lay that out right away. So who's the champion going to be in your school, and who's going to be doing this? And so I got a grant at my son's school. I did not write.
And I don't know who that is. But so what we're going to do, we're going to show you the link to the website that the principal at Becky's son's school filled out the grant. So we'll lead the horse to the water. So we lead the schools or the principals or the teachers, the champions. The people are going to champion the tower garden in the location. So in my food centers as well, I lead them to the grant section, and they choose what grant works for them. There's a variety, so we'll go ahead and show them. We'll show you guys where it's located. I'm going to share my screen with you. Oh, wait, it's already selected. I love when this works so well. Okay, is everybody seeing the Whole Kids Foundation website? Does everyone see my screen? I can't see you guys, so someone's going to have to unmute. Jen, can you
Yeah,
unmute?
we
Yes.
can see it. Yes, you're good.
Okay, perfect. So this is, if you want to write down this website, and it was also on my Facebook page, and we'll put it in the Tower Garden Gurus, our Facebook site as well. It's the wholekidsfoundation.org. So this is the Whole Kids Foundation grants. It's through Whole Foods, and you want to make sure that you select the Canadian Gardens, okay, Canada Garden programs. As you can see, all applicants have to be done by November 15th. So that's tomorrow. So for those of you who are already talking to a school where you've established that the school does want one and that there is a teacher who's going to implement the program or implement it in their classroom. Every school that I work with, none of the teachers wanted the written, the pre-written curriculums that other teachers have done from the Tower Talk site. These teachers are just implementing it in their own way, shape, or form. One guy's using it in his math class. So all we do is we find the champion, identify the champion at the school who's going to care and love and be your champion for the Tower Garden. And then we ask them to partner us with the principal to see if there's an interest. If there's an interest, then we have a conversation, and we basically go pro. So a great thing that Becky says is, well, I'll let her say it. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so anyways, this is the Whole Kids Foundation. I'll go back to unsharing my screen. Not quite sure how I do that. Stop share. What a concept. Okay, so we always also look at the schools that we're talking to and find out on their websites, do they already do a summer garden? So our opening line to a teacher that's there, or a parent, or I've even had this conversation with a janitor, because yes, I was snooping around school and maybe I shouldn't do that. And I asked them, I was like, we say, wouldn't it be great to be able to start your garden in September? Do you think it would be great to be able to have your garden during the winter? And they look at us like we have 7 heads. And then I'm like, well, I have this thing that can grow fruits and vegetables indoors. If I sent you a short video, would you watch it? And then we just say this to the teacher and we wait. And they're like, well, tell me more. You have something that grows indoors? Yeah, it's aeroponic. It's really cool. I have a really short video. I can send it to you. Do you want me to send it to you by text or email? And then they give me their information, and then we keep it short and fast, just like we would when we go pro for Juice Plus capsules. It's the exact same thing, because we don't want to overcomplicate the machine.
And what I would send in that email, guys, or whatever, always send a Stephen Ritz video.
Always.
I always send the How It Works video. So just go to YouTube, How It Works Tower Garden. It explains how a tower garden works. Anything else that you put in there? I
always start off with, well, I don't usually send the grant until because then I say, okay, when are you going to watch it? Right? So when we do the whole GoPro, and then when I follow up, I'm like, was this of interest to you? And they said, yeah, I showed it to my principal. My principal really likes it. We're just wondering now about cost. Okay, great. So now we're having this conversation. So I say, well, is the school able to do monthly payments? And here's the price. Because whenever we quote a school, we always quote the basic tower. We always include a cage. We always include the lights. We always include the dolly. We always include an extension kit. Well, if they want, like we offer the extension kit. Some classrooms have smaller classrooms. Some schools have larger classrooms. Okay, but it's always the basic tower garden, the dolly, the cage, and the lights. We always offer extra tonic solution, mineral tonic, because the school's also looking at, this is a long-term investment for them, so they have to be able to find out, the school's going to want to know, what's my maintenance plan per year? Okay, so on your first initial order, we have the basic tower, the dollies, the cage, the lights, extra tonic. What I've started to do is, what we've both started to do is now we also suggest that they get extra rock wool right away and extra net pods right away. So that gives them at least 2 years of growing. And the reason why we say extra rock wool is because sometimes not all seedlings grow.
Yep.
Right? It could have been the seed was bad, or we don't know. But they can't reuse that rock wool once a seedling started, because sometimes you'll get a little bit of mold on it. Like I have one seedling and it just the bean went moldy. I'm like, okay, well, I can't use that now because it's infected the rock wool. So we thought, okay, let's just include the extra rock wool right away. Now we're doing that moving forward. Before we didn't have to, because I found a vendor for rock wool and I just bought a whole case of rock wool and I just gave it away for free as like a little, we were excited, right? So we're just like, here, have some rock wool.
And I will still sometimes advise, like there are things they can save, like rock wool. I do have a local hydroponic store that I get rock wool from. Their pH tester, when they run out, go to the fish store and buy pH. Don't be ordering it through Juice Plus. Sorry, Juice Plus, if you know.
Well, it's just,
but there's just simple little things, right?
Yeah.
The motor in there, it's a basic fish tank motor. So even when it breaks, don't panic. Go to Walmart and or a fish store and get a fish tank motor.
Yeah. It's $24.95.
So the timers as well, guys, they're not special timers. They're just regular timers. So these are things that you don't have to panic about. And and I've actually had, can we use any seeds? Yes. They don't have to be Tower Garden seeds. You can get from a local seed, like organic seeds. And again, the Tower Garden seeds that come with it are not winter friendly. The only thing I usually tell them to grow, try peppers, because I've had success, basil, and the gourmet lettuce.
So we just tell the schools, start with basil and gourmet lettuce. If you want a really good kickstart, so I have one school that I had beans, okay? Like those are my own personal seeds. I have them because I have a tower on loan to a school to see if the parent council will approve it. So I gave them some beans just because kids, it grows really fast. It's really fun. But they can grow anything. Just make sure that everyone has set up, or does everyone have their Tower Garden website?
That's something you need to get set up.
It's definitely important. So once you have that conversation with the schools and there's that interest, and now we're talking money, we're talking transactions, okay? We also point them towards the grants. So you've got the Whole Kids Foundation grant there. If you look online, and if you just Google Canadian grants for schools or school grants, there are thousands upon thousands of grants available. So I have one school that's applying for a grant that's $25,000 because it's like a science and technology grant. And so they're looking to get the family Tower Gardens, but then they're incorporating technology because they want the kids to figure out how to make them solar powered. Okay, so, and then they're going to put some of that money towards getting some other technology involved in the food cycle. So it's not just Tower Gardens, it's a part of a bigger project for that school. So there are tons of grants available. Unfortunately, the ones that we're familiar with and that we've used, the closing day is tomorrow. So we can't emphasize enough, we don't fill out the grants. We don't do it because we don't know what they're going to do. It's like the Boys and Girls Club application. We don't fill it out on behalf of the Boys and Girls Club. We sat down with the champion and we filled it out together because we wanted to know like what the questions really, we read through it, but we wanted to know, okay, because it asks like the Boys and Girls Club, for example, it asks questions like, how are you guys going to fundraise for supplies? So we were with them. We're like, wow, we could have like tea and sandwich parties. They can grow mint in their tower. Maybe we can make peppermint tea okay, schools will not give you their charity number to enter the grant. So the principal needs to be the one that, exactly, Kelly, you're right. We can't emphasize this enough. In order to apply for the grant, you have to be a part of the school.
Yeah, please make sure. It's a great incentive, guys. I think what people are trying to do is get the grant first and then surprise a school with it maybe. I don't know. But that's an added expense for that school as well. It's not high. It's about $80 a year really to upkeep a tower. But you want to make sure that this is something that they want to implement into their school.
Exactly.
So
yeah, and it's also the school's name on this, right? So it would just be like Becky submitting an application for something on my behalf, like submitting a credit card application or something on my behalf. you just don't do that, you know, and you want the school to be involved, because if they're filling out the grant, it shows commitment, right? So it's just like when a customer comes to, oh, there's our faces. Sorry, we just got really big on my screen.
Wow. Ooh.
Hey. And it's just like when we get a potential customer to attend one of our events, they're starting to make that first step of commitment. So it's really like, it's not as complicated. We just went back to it's GoPro.
Yeah.
It's GoPro, and we're just providing the information that's required, and we're letting these people make the decision for themselves.
Yeah. And like Stacy just made a good point.
Yeah.
I'm on some parent council committees.
Yeah.
And I actually just got asked by a school to come in and do a presentation.
Yeah.
So I'm creating a school PowerPoint presentation, because I make jokes. I'm going to go on the road with it.
Well, we are.
Yeah, like hit the road with our PowerPoint presentation. But yeah, like get involved with your parent council.
Yeah.
They love that. Bring in a tower garden, do a presentation.
Make your own PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah.
You know, like what we put in ours may not be applicable to yours, because we focus a lot on what we're doing in the National Capital Region. It's Canada's 150th birthday next year. So we're also positioning this as, hey, let's beautify our city and provide. Well, by the way, I'm doing that too.
Yeah.
So we're sharing this, but we're just customizing it for the school. But do your research on the school. Absolutely. And
get creative, guys. It's not just schools. Like we need these in our nursing homes.
Yeah.
Any children's hospitals that have, like Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario has this healing garden. And I'm always like, well, why don't you have a healing garden in the winter? Think outside the box. It's not just schools. Like everybody use these. So,
and how I connected with the Parkdale Food Center is I got involved with the food banks, every food bank here in Ottawa. I started attending meetings. I started connecting with these individuals and getting to know, they know, like, and trust me. That was I think beneficial for me with Parkdale. And what Parkdale did is they became their own business. So they bought a Juice Plus franchise, and they wanted to partner with schools and have kids come to the food shelter, to the Parkdale Food Center, where the kids can bring their produce there and cook and do their volunteer work to feed the community. So we're tying in now a community center and schools. And how we got the funding for this, because the food center is a not-for-profit, we got private donors in Ottawa. So we reached out to people who have money and presented the idea. And the director of the Parkdale Food Center came up with a great program about food and financial literacy. And, and she explained it to these private donors that are anonymous, and they gave us the money. And we were able to get 10 tower gardens.
Steve Irwin Breakfast Club.
Pardon me?
The Black Breakfast Club. She looks exactly like someone at the Breakfast Club.
We look like someone at the Breakfast Club? That's fantastic. Thank you. I don't know which one of us you're referring to, or maybe you're not you're talking to us. Maybe not. But you're not muted, but thanks for the compliment. So that's what I did with the Parkdale Food Center, and what I'm doing with the City of Ottawa. Like, this didn't happen lickety split. I emailed the City of Ottawa like a year ago. I went to a council meeting about plants, and I asked them, I'm like, how much do you guys spend on fake plants? And I didn't get an answer. And I was like, well, I'm not happy with that as if someone who pays taxes. And so then I did my research. I grew in my tower. I logged how many salads I grew and fed my family. I did a lot of background, substantial data research. And so when I went to meet with the city councillors, when the mayor of Ottawa liked my idea, and he gave me the contacts to go talk to, it was a long process though, guys. Like, I met them back in May, and we're still working it out on how can we fit this into the city budget. How do we determine, because we're going to start with the low-income housing. And so how do we determine who deserves a tower and who doesn't? We need to find the people who will be able to grow in it, right? The families that will want to grow in it. So there's a lot of work going into our projects, but this is something we are passionate about. Like, as soon as we saw these tower gardens, we were drinking wine in our backyard, and we were like, this is it. Because we've witnessed just from our own neighborhoods, people who can't afford food.
Yeah.
And that's why we got passionate about this. And that's what we're doing. I want to show you guys as well another Facebook site that's open to everybody that has different Tower Garden grants and information. It already exists, so we didn't have to reinvent the wheel. I'm going to share my screen again. And so it's here. Why isn't it make big? Make big. Make big. Perfect. So it's right here. So if you guys want to write this down, it's a closed group. It's called Tower Garden Grant Info and Sharing for Juice Plus distributors only. So this is an excellent, Becky, yeah, you're already a member. I added you.
You did?
Yeah, of course I added you. So this is a great place, guys, where you can go and ask questions about grants. Like, keep in mind, a lot of stuff is from the US, but look, there's different stuff, information in here, right? Grants for preschool, growing up grants. You know, so if you guys need ideas on what to write, other people have already been there, done that, and they've put it on this discussion. You know, so I mean, did we cover what you guys were looking for in terms of?
Yeah, or anybody want to ask
any questions? Do we have access to that data you collected? This is personal data that I collected. Yeah, I can share it with you. Just how many salads I grew and, you know, compared it to costs in the grocery store. Now that's also available on your Tower Garden website. That comparison chart is also available on the Tower Garden website. So that's there. Keep in mind, everyone's going to be different. All the growing conditions are going to be different. But yes, that's something. Principals saying they don't have enough space.
Well, it's 3 feet. I don't understand how a school doesn't have space.
It's 2.5 meters squared. But if they don't have space, then it's just not their time. You know, it sucks, Jess, because I know how passionate you are about this. But if I
would suggest walking through the school though too, and finding a spot and say this would be perfect.
Walk through the school and see, like the one that I have displayed right now at a school. Because their parent council meeting was last Thursday, we put it in their library. It's not even in a
mine's
classroom.
in my library as well.
Yours in the library? Yeah,
in the library.
Ours is in the library. So all the classes have access to it. What we suggest though is that you guys just make sure that the timers and the plugs are hidden. Because the janitor at my Boys and Girls Club keeps unplugging my timers and forgetting to plug it back in, and I'm like, it waters itself, but it still needs power.
Yeah.
Please. Thanks, ladies. This is great information. You're welcome, Patricia. Are there any other?
Else have another question?
Oh, perfect. All the time. No. So again, in the essentials for growing in the Tower Garden, the lights are on for 12 to 16 hours. Yeah. So when I grew in my basement last winter, I had my lights on for 16 hours. I ran them at night because I didn't have it wasn't close to any other natural light. So I ran my Tower Garden. So I just kind of reversed its day.
You guys. Yeah,
its daytime was my nighttime. Yeah. Okay. Tower Garden grant in Nicole Scott, Tower Garden grant info and sharing for juice. Okay. Sorry. Thanks, Nicole.
Yes.
You said 12 to 16 hours. Yes.
Mine's on for 14. Yeah. So Sarah might have one on for 16.
Yeah. It depends what you're growing. I'm going to tell you right
now, I had brand new seedlings in my towers at Carleton. Oh my God. And my timers were all messed up. They were on for 3 weeks straight and they didn't die. 24 hours. The lights were on. So
the new timers are they're different. The new timers are different.
And a 1-year warranty for all of your accessories, guys. So
yeah, and see, Andrea, you put your lights on for 7 to 9 hours and your yield is amazing. See, it's fantastic. Like, I know that they've just recently updated the Tower Garden instruction book. So my book that I'm basing mine for me is like it's old, right? Because one of my reps, he's like, Sarah, your book is out of date. And I was like, ooh, maybe I should get a new one because the instructions clearly changed.
Yeah. Consumption with lights, I've heard it's equivalent to a night light. Mm-hmm. Like it really doesn't use a lot of electricity.
Last winter, growing for 16 hours. Now, mine was $5 a month, $5 to $7 a month. Now, my customer, again, hydro is based on the population and the vicinity of the people around you. So my customer who lives in a rural area, her hydro rates are based on 4 houses that are like, they're like miles apart, and her cost per month is $15. Okay? So don't promise someone that's going to be a nightlight if they live in the boonies. Like my dad lives in the Northwest Territories, and hydro is quite expensive up there. So his cost per month is about $25. I read 30 cents a day on a site, I believe. Yes, you absolutely, Lou. Again, it's just like with the Juice Plus product, we don't want to say that everyone's going to lose weight. We don't want to say like it doesn't cure cancer. It's just prevention, right? So we're just being general. Give people a general between a $5 and a $15. Yeah. It's just because some people are really, they budget. I would never want a customer to come back to me and be like, well, my bill was 10. Why is yours 5?
Yeah.
That's just it. Sorry, Bear, I'm busy.
Lindsay's got a great question there, guys. What's the total cost for the tower and all the accessories that you initially recommend?
It's with, okay, well.
It's like $1,400, and it's you.
Oh.
They could pay $117. Oh, if
Yeah.
you're getting the extra rock wool,
Yeah, no, it's
if
like
I say
1,200.
14,
I say
well, shipping and
1,200.
taxes, it'll
Yeah.
be 14. I just did one today,
Yeah.
and that's about $117
With all the
a
extras?
month.
Yeah, with the extras? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
But this is what you guys do. Go to your Tower Garden website, pretend to place an order, not your virtual office, your Tower Garden website. Yeah, and that will give you that's how I quote my customers. It's exact. It shows the shipping. It shows the taxes. I don't like saying anything before taxes and shipping. That's just me. I like it all right out in the open. But so go to your Tower Garden website, go to your shopping cart, start adding stuff, and that's your quote.
Yeah, and I have an Excel spreadsheet that I use, and it auto-populates. So if I have 2 towers, it's just basically, it's based in Ontario only. If I have 2 towers with the accessories, I do this, but I always go back so I have it as a quick tool, but I always go back to the website, because when you get to 3 accessories, you start to get a discount on shipping.
30% off.
And it's 30%, but it's based at a certain percentage on the first item, a certain percentage on the second item, and a certain percentage on the third item. So use your website. It's the
it's
best.
awesome.
It's the best tool, and you can print it as a PDF and save it and use that as your quote, or just type it out.
Another thing I do tell the teachers sometimes is I send them the Tower Talk website, and I tell them to register. I'm like, you don't need to be a customer, just register and devour it. There is curriculum on there from JK all the way up to grade 12. And if they see that all available to them and lessons, then it's kind of,
So Kelly, the Trio Tower, I would definitely suggest everyone. So we do have the family Trio pack. It comes with 3 Tower Gardens, 3 extension kits, 1 tomato cage. It comes with 3 water pumps, 3 water timers. That's it. And your 3 starter kits. The starter kits include 1 bottle of tonic A, 1 bottle of tonic B, the pH balance kit, pH up bottle, and a pH down bottle. It'll come with your 28 rock wool per tower. So each tower is going to get this kit, okay?
That she's saying.
So it's going to get 28 rock wool pods, 28 net pods, and 1 package of seeds with beefsteak, cherry tomatoes, eggplants, peppers, gourmet lettuce, and sweet basil. Now, if a school is buying this, you will have to add 2 additional tomato cages and 3 sets of lights.
And dollies, probably.
And dollies. I always recommend the dollies. The dollies do not have locking wheels. That is something you do need to mention to the teachers, so that they might put a rubber mat, so a kid doesn't push it or bump into it, because there's safety stuff, right? As well, the Trio, the family, also comes with 1 extra bottle of tonic A and 1 extra bottle of tonic B. I learned this the hard way, because when I ordered 3 Trios, I ordered 3 extra tonic A and tonic B. And then I ended up with 7 tonic A, tonic B. And I was like, Murray, what if this doesn't make sense? He goes, Sarah, the Trio comes with 4. And I was like, Murray, I didn't know this. For you, those of you who don't know, Murray's our warehouse guy. So I learned that. So I was like, oh, well,
So again,
Happy
how
present.
did she learn that? She made a mistake.
Yep.
That's how we've learned
Yeah.
everything.
Yep. Okay. So that's very excited with the new strategies. I was thinking backwards. Okay. Perfect. Way to go, Lori. Can you explain a bit more about the website, please? I don't understand what website.
So it's your Tower Garden website. So mine's
Yeah.
www.beckyblack.towergarden.ca. All
Yeah.
of you as reps have that website.
Yeah.
It's your own website.
On your Juice Plus website, just click the tab that says Tower Garden. And
Exactly,
read it.
yeah.
Just read it. And read the Tower Talk. Sign up for it. You have to get Jive is an app on your phone
Yeah.
you have to get, and then you can get Tower Talk. Can we put that on Team B website? I couldn't write that quick enough. Okay. Yep. Okay. It's on. Okay. 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 Yep. Sorry, I'm reading through the comments. And what else can I think of? Extra. If you guys want to go for extra seeds, follow our Tower Garden Gurus Facebook page. I'll share that. I'll share my screen again. How do I? Yeah. Where? Oh, share screen. Man, it's getting late. Okay, so here, make big. And everyone, you can write down this Facebook page. Becky, Christine, and I, we manage this page, Canada's Tower Garden Gurus, and I upload files here. So basics of growing basil, the Tower Garden fundamentals. Everybody, if you don't have this, read it. Can't stress it enough. It's the basics. So it gives you some sort of working knowledge, even if you don't own a Tower Garden. How to get consistent nutrient levels. This is a brochure for the pink solution. I guess, is this the cleaning stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an all natural cleaner. I always tell the schools just use vinegar and hot water.
Yeah,
It works
totally.
great.
It's amazing.
When you're working with a school or any public institution, they have to have these MSDS sheets. These are the Master Safety Data Sheets.
It's material safety data.
Material. Thank you. Material. Because they need to know what's inside of the.
Because if the chemical splashes in their eyes or anything, this will tell them what to do. So those are crucial to that's an added bonus of something you'd be giving to the school. Because I bet you a lot don't do that.
Yeah. But I mean, like for Aramark, for example, they have a safety book in the schools in the Parkdale Food Center. They need to have this to know that it's food grade. It's okay. It's been approved. So, and those MSDS sheets, they're available on the Tower Gardeners User Exchange site. Does everyone know what that is? Yeah, right here. So this is another Facebook group, mostly American, but they have, oh my God.
Yeah, Joe's insane.
He is like, well, he works for Future Growers. Is that what it is? Yeah, Future Growers. But now it just changed because they merged with Tower Farms, something. Anyways,
He's a master.
He's a master.
Everything.
And look, if you go under files.
Same, all that stuff.
All the stuff is there.
Yeah.
Plant logs. The fertilizer information. People are like, can I use my own tower? Can I go to my Home Depot or can I go to my hydroponic store and just use their minerals? And I always say no. I just say no because this was developed by Tower Garden. I'm not a botanist. It's just, I always say it was developed by Tim Blank and NASA. So like, I'm pretty sure they know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's one I won't mess with yet.
I will never mess with that.
Yeah.
Someone's like, oh, you need a bubbler. I'm like, again.
Oh yeah, you'll meet some pretty hardcore people.
Like, I don't even know what a bubbler is.
Yeah, so that's it, guys. I think that's all we got for now.
Amazing, ladies. Thank you guys so much. We just love you, and we're so lucky to have you guys because you guys know it all, and you're doing it, and you're making it happen, and I'm so proud of you guys.
It's like Melissa told us, you learn as you earn. No, what is it? She says you learn as you earn.
Yeah.
But it's like you'll learn as you grow.
Like, it's so true.
Like I planted celery. I thought it was parsley. Because I mislabeled it. Ooh, another thing, don't put anything in your rock wool to mark your seedlings. Like don't put a toothpick in there. Don't put anything plastic. Don't put any stickers. Make yourself a chart outside of the tray because anything you put in the rock wool will leach into the rock wool. Mm-hmm. And use a food grade bucket to refill your tower. Don't use a Rubbermaid bin. I did that. It ruined my tower. The Rubbermaid, the plastic, leaches into the water. And it really stunted the growth on my plants, and I couldn't figure it out, and that was why. So go to a, culinary store, use something from your kitchen. It's food grade, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
Amazing. Thanks, guys. Does anybody else have any more questions that you want to ask before we let these ladies go? No? Awesome. Thank you guys so much. I know you guys are tired and you had a busy weekend, but we all appreciate it so much. And thank you to all of you for joining the call tonight. And have a great night, guys.
Happy growing.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.